Hey there, everybody. How's it going? Donovan TPS here with another podcast episode of Reflections. If you're just listening, first time listening, 13 years of YouTube and filmmaking, and I'm interviewing friends of mine who I have worked with. And, well, we have one of the coolest cats on the show today. It's not an actual cat, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, whoa, who's that?
Hmm?
The cat just ran by.
Woof.
Oh, and there's a dog in here as well. Goodness gracious me. Yes, there is a hawk. I'll see you later. That hawk was from one of my films. And John Candy? I'm just kidding. And Curly is here. I'm just kidding. We have one of the greats, Mr. Mackler Keat.
Hey.
I can't pronounce my THs. How are you doing?
Mackler, Keith. What's going on, dude? Thanks
Good
for
to see
fucking
you.
having me. And it's a thanks for calling me a friend, first of
Oh,
all.
yeah,
Because
it's- yeah,
it's a rare thing and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I love that we've been able to, share our creativity and the kind of fun that we like to have, in our line of work. It's been a pleasure knowing you, man, all these years.
Yeah.
It's cool to sit back and have some, as you would say, reflections
Whoa.
about all of that. So, thanks for joining me, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
I want to paint a picture with words. We're actually in my apartment,
Yeah.
downtown, undisclosed location, USA,
Yeah.
NYC style. And, Donovan is one of the first people to join me in my little pod here,
Yeah.
considering everything going on in the world. And I think this is an auspicious occasion. So thanks for being here, man.
No,
Off
well,
the bat.
no, I mean, I'm happy to be here, and yes, that is true. You are indeed a friend, and not just a Facebook friend, a real life friend.
IRL.
In real life.
Real life.
And it's someone who've always, everybody on the podcast I've appreciated. They're that's what I consider.
They're okay.
You're
Yeah.
going to be like, you know what, those other people in the other YouTube
Yeah.
videos, they can kiss my you-know-what.
Wow. That's
you know,
strong language.
Yeah, and that's important to. I try. But no, it is true. Everybody who I bring on is a friend, and but the difference is, we all have special, unique bonds, as you know.
Yeah.
You haven't done the same things as my other friends. You've done the same
Well,
exact
I would
videos.
be in jail if I did the things
Whoa.
I did.
You don't want to know. Listen to the other
Yeah.
episode where I interview King Wilson Fisk, my good friend.
Okay, that sounds like a made up name. Donovan.
I'm
Are
sorry.
You sure that's a real person?
That's a made up name. No, but it's true. We've been friends for quite a while, and I value the friendship, and I like this pad. The paintings look amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, I like to have kind of a multicultural, kind of colorful little fun zone, a little escape pod that you can get into.
Yeah.
From the sick, sad world, not to steal a line from the show Daria,
Mm-hmm.
but the sick, sad world in which we live. And I like this to be kind of a sanctuary from the madness,
Yeah.
and look,
You just bring it. Sorry.
does it smell
There
like
we go.
weed?
That's
Is
good.
it incense?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it peppermints? I don't know.
Yeah. It smells great to me.
Thank you.
Like I said, I appreciate you. Appreciate that. But for the viewers who don't know you,
Yeah.
What-
Are there viewers?
they're right
oh
now.
God, am I on camera right
You're
now?
on- you're on-
Because I did not put my face on.
You're on candid camera right now. We brought it back. What? If you had to describe a few words to describe yourself to audience.
Ginger,
Yes.
first of all, baldy headed,
Yes.
like Daddy Warbucks, and fatter than a John Candy sitting on a fully stocked refrigerator. You know what I mean? Basically what I do, and the way that we met, so we can give these guys some background, is we were doing background.
Yeah.
I think it might have been one of those crime shows, like a Blue Bloods type show or something. Now,
Yeah.
this is, for people that don't know, doing background, being an extra in shows and movies is a great day job. A lot of people do it. Some people do it. They have this misconception that doing background is actually acting,
Yeah.
which, a little bit, but
yeah.
it's more about just endurance and having a good attitude and a good sense of humor to get through what are usually very long days.
Yeah, that's for
And
sure.
that's where I met this kid.
Yeah.
And we were just joking around, because we both just enjoy the lighthearted banter, the
jokes.
and then I found out that he really does improv, and then my thing is like doing comedic acting, and so we shared that. But see, that is it's a great place to work if you're just interested in doing, if you're just a fan of film and TV, or if you're interested in doing it, really any aspect of it.
Yeah.
Whether you are trying to do acting, writing, or you're trying to do wardrobe, you're trying to do makeup, you're trying to film things, learning how different lenses work and different camera angles, how crews work together. I mean, it's the most fascinating thing if you're really there, if you're really switched on about it. It can also be annoying as hell.
Oh, yeah.
But that's something that I've been doing for years, and like studying some of these great performers. And then I will have like a day of background, and I'm kind of, just using it as grist for the mill, and I consider it almost research.
Yeah.
And then the next day I'll be like filming a commercial where I play like, the creepy roommate or whatever that like ate your cereal and
I think
like
you just
sits on the toilet.
You walked in on that day, right? They were
right.
like,
that was maybe inspired by true events.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
but
yeah, sorry, what were you going to say?
no, but I love, I know that you and I both love going back and forth between kind of those worlds, and that's how we first got acquainted. I would still be doing it right now if it wasn't for this, basically the end of our industry for now. And we'll get into that, but I guess we should basically have this conversation like just assuming that, things have not ended. We'll kind of talk about the pre-COVID days, and what it was like back then.
Yeah,
because it's really a different world, and I'm not talking about an 80s soap opera.
I'll add it in the note.
You can add in rim shots and laughter during post-production.
There will be editing where I put a photo of us in a happy pose. Because that's great what you've said, and actually before, because I definitely want to dive into that a lot more, but I want to get into, first off, the first time you discovered like you wanted to do acting or any type of film, like,
wow, man,
what was that moment?
You want me to tell you about my first time?
I want you to. Whoa, his name was Barry. Barry Burton.
Barry Manilow.
His name was Barry Manilow.
Barry Gibb, actually. The Motown Sound. That's
classic.
I also invented that.
Throwback.
So the origins of it really are that I always did acting, like in school productions and stuff as a kid, like 5th grade and whatever. I played FDR and Annie.
Ooh,
that was great. It's a great role because you don't have to get up.
Yeah,
it's really great for a lazy fat kid.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I did some like student films, buddies of mine in high school and stuff. Actually, I'll give credit to my pal Jack Criddle for putting me in an early film where I played a fat Southern sheriff. Which was one of my banner roles, and I did the accent and everything. So I always had kind of an interest in it. But where I really put all my time and energy was in doing music.
Yeah.
And doing rap music in particular for about a decade of my life. Rhythm Ruckus, Doc C. That was really where my focus was creatively, and like what I spent all my time on, and doing shows, concerts, and promoting, all over, and just bombing everywhere with our flyers, and trying to get interviews and trying to get attention, opening for other acts, and try to get wider exposure. That's what we spent so many years doing. And acting definitely was way on the back burner. But we did some music videos that I really enjoyed, and we worked with some very cool happening people on some different video concepts, and some of them involved some amount of kind of acting or doing little roles. And I enjoyed that so much, that when the music thing kind of ended for me, which it has started up again. Spoiler alert.
Oh well,
in the interim, which we're talking about the last 10 years of my life, when I went full bore into the acting world and stuff like that, it was because that spark was ignited in me through doing music videos, and I was like, this is fun. I like putting on the costumes. The director tells you, oh, try this, pretend you're doing this. I'm like, damn, this is just like playtime and pretend time, and I wasn't getting paid at the time. I was paying other guys to have me pretend. Which is entirely unrelated to my other career, working the corner.
The Ray Romano impersonating. No, I'm just kidding.
They call me Jerry from the block.
Whoa, Jerry Seinfeld.
But
he was a guest before on this podcast.
Wow, it's a real step down.
Me and Jerry went back to high school, and that's a different story.
Oh man,
yeah.
I heard that Woody Allen was also on this podcast.
Oh well,
actually,
no, sorry.
Knock, knock, knock. What is that? Oh my God, Woody's here. Oh my God, come on in. Well, tell him what you think of the podcast. Donovan, you're fantastic. You know, you're a real slugger in the sack. You know, I admire your work. You know, all right, get out of here.
Go back to your
we don't have the budget.
Your daughter or girl. No,
Gilbert, what are you doing? I guess I heard you. I do a podcast as well, and I thought maybe we could trade interviews. Gilbert, get the. Why all these uninvited motherfuckers keep showing up?
This is getting ridiculous.
It's weird. And then Sam Kinnison's here. Well, no.
Whoa, Samuel Jackson.
That's one I will not do. not in 2020.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that sparked my interest in it, and then I came to New York like for college, and I just found that damn it, if this isn't the city that has the most filming going on. I mean, just the most opportunities to get in front of a camera, whatever that is, or behind the camera. I mean, I guess LA is pretty happening too. I've only been there as a tourist, but I just found that New York is kind of like my place, man. That's where all the opportunities are. So I've been grinding it hardcore in this fine city for the past decade, man. Just weaseling my way into the entertainment industry by any and all means necessary.
So you were originally from what's it called, Vermont, right?
Yeah, I grew up in the great state of Vermont.
So you did high school there, and you said you did college there, right?
I went to college first. I did a year at Hampshire College in Amherst, Mass. Yeah, which is great. I mean, it really was a fantastic place. But I just didn't get out of it what I could have because I was too, I was into the substances and the this and that, and a lot of psychedelics, you know. I'm sure some listeners may be familiar with.
Oh yeah, but it's my fan base.
I know a lot of.
It's my YouTube fan base.
A lot of mostly the burnouts and the shut-ins, are listening. But yeah, that it's kind of like I wish I could really go back and kind of redo those years. But that was also the same time when I was starting up with the music, and the first show that I ever played was opening up for Old Dirty Bastard on his last tour. Wow.
I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that.
I mean, so when you're a freshman in college, you're playing shows with all these big acts, and you're like the man, on campus, and you're like all messed up on drugs, So I kind of look back on it with regret, but I am really proud of being able to turn it around and get, sober for the most part. But really living a safe and healthy life, So that was kind of a wild time for me. But then I moved to New York.
What?
About 15 years ago, and that really kick-started all that change, man.
So what year? 2005? Would you say?
Exactly, yeah. So I graduated from high school in 2003. Yeah. I did a year at Hampshire College, and then as they don't even have you declare a major. I don't even know what I was doing.
Liberal arts?
Yeah, liberal arts. Then I moved to New York City, and I went to this school-shaped toilet called Marymount. But I joke, I keyed. It was, it was an okay place. I just really wasn't who I wanted to be at the time. But I did get a lot out of it, and I met some great people. And I graduated from there with a psych degree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
nice.
And that's, how I'm able to hang out with Donovan. I've identified all the major disorders.
Well, you can tell.
Cataloged them all. And,
that's what. I'm telling about my Coast Guard stories this time in boot camp when they yelled at me.
I don't even know, man.
Yeah,
I only know the shower stories. I don't think we can repeat that on the air.
Well, that's for the other podcast, the late night one.
Is this broadcasting live? You might have. Was this on a 7-second delay?
This is live.
Dump that.
My grandmother's like, oh dear, not again.
Believe me, Grandma knew. She used to bathe you. Come on.
Whoa.
But
I hope you're listening, Grandma.
What are you gonna do?
She's like, I'm a big fan of Keith Mackler.
Abuelita. I'm sorry. We didn't.
Well, it's my Italian grandmother.
All right.
Hey,
Mama.
Me,
what is Italian for
I'm happy. I don't. we'll look it up later in our
right Nona.
Yeah, Nona.
Nana. Anyway, so but yeah, man, Vermont is a kind of a weird, isolating place to grow up. So you kind of have to create your own thing.
Yeah.
And for me, that was always performing.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely grew up being kind of insecure, being the fat kid. Same old story.
Yeah.
You've heard from your Chris Farleys and your Horatio Sands,
Belushis
and the Belushis and the Artie Lang. The Belushis, the Artie Lang. Yeah, hey, Garrett's Artie. Yeah, I'm sick, man. I can't fucking make it. I'm gonna come in tomorrow. All right, Garrett. I love Artie Era Howard. And if you're out there and you're hearing this, he has a great podcast too that he did for a while. I hope he's okay, and I'm really pulling for Artie. He's one of my favorite guys. Man.
Oh, he's
talking
funny.
About just New York guys that just lived it, man.
Yeah,
to the hilt. He's a legend. I love Artie Lang.
Yeah, me too.
And I love Howard. But right, being that kid and everything, I just naturally, revolved or what's the word? I naturally, found entertainment to be my calling.
Yeah,
Well,
it seems like definitely was because I think with art and film and acting, it sort of needs to be a passion. I know you're celebrating 1,000 something productions that you've done. Do you feel like that too? Like you're kind of growing up, kind of I don't want to say the weird kid, but that was me. Yeah.
Kind of not I had friends and it was fine.
Oh, well,
but
allegedly.
Well, there's no records. But I had Ninja Turtles pizza party at age 6.
Yeah, I had Luke Skywalker was my. No, anyway,
that was just
continue.
A cardboard cutout of Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
It doesn't count.
Wait, what?
But I was kind of in my own world. Do you feel that way? Like I was doing my own thing, and I kind of built my own movement.
Yeah, definitely. Because I create sci-fi and I loved Whose Line and certain kids would be like, oh, that's weird, and now it's cool. Now Marvel and DC and it's all the hip and rage. But yeah, I guess I don't know if you mentioned, are you kind of an introvert or no? Because I'm very much an introvert. I like people obviously, but there's very few people. I could have my social interaction, then I go home. I don't need to talk to anybody for a few days.
I agree, man. I have those different sides of me. I think people always assume that with guys like us, because we're very gregarious,
manly,
outgoing, not shy, manly, barrel-chested. We really
abs for days. Yeah.
Well, speak for yourself.
Oh.
I have abs for days, but my day is Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Yeah, whoa.
But it's it definitely there's an aspect to it where I need to do these things on my own time, to really be self-taught doing any kind of creative thing, whether it's film production, music production. You just need the 10,000 hours or whatever to get good at it. And a lot of that needs to basically be in isolation at the same time. Yeah, maintaining that, what they would refer to as the persona, or what my ex would say is, you are always doing a bit. It's hard because that kind of just is my natural personality. Even when I'm with the people that I'm the most comfortable with, the closest to me, a romantic partner, when I go home, see my ma, whatever it is, I'm joking around with those people. I joke around with myself.
Yeah.
And I wonder, maybe it's because watching my parents fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Having a father that was kind of out of his mind. And he had a lot of issues, and I wonder too if he had that outlet like I do, of doing music, being able to, being able to do a song about whatever's on my mind.
Yeah.
Having that therapeutic outlet, being able to play these different roles and do these different parts that allow me to not be me. Yeah. It's like, it's a tale as old as time, but it's like when you're acting and when you're in a role, especially a role that you're really doing for a while, let's say you're in it for a couple of weeks at least. You get to be someone else, and that's amazing to explore it, but you also get the break of not being you.
Yeah.
That's what's so much fun about it. And when I created characters like Doxy, the rapper, or Judas Booth, which is more of a pop singer.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Which is more of a queer identified thing. See, that is those are characters Just like I will play a character on screen, and sometimes I'm just playing a version of myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I just found that to be the most like satisfying, fulfilling thing that there is in life.
Yeah.
Is creating, for some people it's showing up on a set, they hand you a script, okay, you do this. For some it's they're writing the script, they're bringing I appreciate and I've grown to really respect and understand the work that goes into every aspect of production.
Yeah.
And everyone that's there, whatever role they're filling, whether it be actor, crew member, they're doing the sound, they're filming it, they were the writer, they're directing it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's their like purpose in life is being fulfilled on that set.
Yeah.
And that's why people are so damn passionate about it, because you're not just sitting in an office pushing pencils.
Yeah.
You're really doing something.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree, because like I've been in that position where you're doing a job you don't like, and it's like you know what you want to do, and everybody around you could see, like one of my friends who I interviewed was like doing an office job until he was like 25, and he was just like, I was tired of it, and then that's when he started doing the acting, and he's a great actor and performer, and so it's like I think you get to that point, maybe not you, like, did you have any office jobs, or it was strictly just mostly the acting and the music?
No, I mean, it's great to know it too. It's great to really to get experience in that world.
Yeah.
So you can really say, wow, that's not for me. Otherwise
Exactly.
It's all hypothetical. And then you have the fear that you may wind up there at the end if you bottom out,
Yeah.
You can edit that out.
Yeah, we'll find it.
I did have that experience, and then I really saw that it wasn't for me.
Yes.
I was working at a mom and pop catering company, which is a fantastic company, and amazing food, the best people. I mean, really cool. And I think I did well there. I was there for a few years, but they really needed me to be there all the time, and I didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
I was just into my own thing, and they were very understanding of it, and I really appreciate them to this day. I don't want to say, I don't want to throw their name, but when I left, they gave me a nice little envelope, with a few bucks in it.
Nice.
And they said, we wish you the best, and we know you can do this, and we're proud. Instead of being like, you're an asshole, get out of here.
Yeah, like, screw you.
Yeah, and, that to me was such a confirmation I was doing the right thing. I mean, I remember I was working in an office, and I'm taking catering orders, and, this bar mitzvahs and birthdays and Christmas and Thanksgiving, and, it's a stressful job.
Yeah.
And, I was always the personality guy, who would pick up the phone, hey, Keith here, how's it going? How can I direct your order? And other people, also because I'd only been doing it for a short time. People have been there 20 years, are like, hello, what do you want? Because it's not like fun. I mean, it's not a fulfilling, really career. I mean, nobody's dying to show up and do work like that, I don't think. I mean, that's why they live for the weekend, and it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it's always get out. It's always hating the office, hating what you do. I said, no, I want to love what I do.
Yes.
If I'm going to work this hard, I'm going to expend all my time and energy to make money for other people. Why don't I just rep my own brand? Why don't I just be my own effing company?
Yeah.
Which is kind of like what I do, and as a full-time freelancer, without any management or representation. I mean, I'm on the computer all day. I'm on the phone. I'm sending audition tapes. It's a full-time job when you really are like all about you and your brand, as the Donovan TPS, the Prince,
Yeah, you have to.
You really repping it in 24/7. It's really a lifestyle. You can always have the time off and the days off when you just need to reboot, feed your mind with new shit and just fucking chill out. And you always got to have it. And it's a great part about being your own boss. But yeah, I saw that corporate world, and I worked in some other internships and stuff in offices, and it just became apparent to me that like I don't belong here.
Yeah.
I belong with the theater kids and the friggin', the romantics and the weirdos and the stoners.
Whoa.
Hi-oh.
I was gonna ask, when you were doing the office gigs in 2005, or this is pre-2005?
I came to New York and did about 4 years of college, and then I graduated in 2009, and yeah, between about 2009 and 2011 is when I was like working the office job.
Okay.
And maybe into right about 2011. 2011 would be the first year that I was really full time doing what I want to do. And I remember I was working at the office, and I got a gig. It was like a 3-day shoot for this headphones commercial, and I really wanted to do it. And
Bring it back up a little.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thanks.
I had like a 3-day shoot for this headphones commercial, and I really wanted to do it. And it was basically that point where they're like, all right, you can do it. But if you do it, you don't work here anymore because like you're not coming into your job, and you're like, forfeiting your job basically. And I said, well, then I guess this is it. This is the sign,
Yeah.
the sign from Gad. Now, of course,
the final sign.
Yeah, I had like we were discussing before the show, like I had 10 years of unadulterated, nonstop work and just doing everything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then it all comes to a crashing halt. But I feel like, hey, I had the 10 years.
Yeah.
So if we have to take a year or two, figure this thing out, get New York City back, get productions back at full capacity, get, a vaccine that we can trust.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And we will be back at work. But I'm kind of lucky to be at this point in my life, in my mid-30s, full-time freelance, to not have the responsibility of like wife and kids, mortgage, having to report to the same boss every day, et cetera. So I can kind of disappear and do remote work. And I'll tell you about that later. But yeah, man, I mean, that's kind of been the journey, from the country to the city, being a big fish in a small pond, and now just trying to be like a medium-sized fish in a gigantic pond.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because I wanted to dive into this, and I'm just checking. Will I have to change batteries?
Dive right in.
I might.
Yeah.
Let me just check. I can't see it. Nope, still 2 bars. Okay, cool. So 2011, you kind of start the grind, right?
Yeah.
Now we meet, and I guess I'll tell my perspective of when we met. I believe we first met in the 2013, I believe. It was on that Hong Kong feature film where we were background. I don't know if you remember. It was like overnight.
Yes. Oh my God, I do remember. This is a movie that it was very big there, and I think it had. They were like, oh, this guy here is like the Brad Pitt of Hong Kong.
I remember that. Yeah.
And then, there's like these real famous people.
Yeah.
And it was an overnight shoot.
I remember.
Or something, or just really late, and I was a guy like carrying a cup of coffee or something.
Yeah.
And the coffee like froze.
Oh wow.
during the shooting.
Yeah.
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 They kept coming over to the star and throwing these like huge blankets on them and stuff like in between.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember because I also remember about that. Like, so that was one of my. I started doing background probably like a month beforehand. I think it was My Dirty Little Secret, the Discovery ID show.
Oh,
where it's like about like one of those sex crime shows. And,
oh God, my bread and butter for years.
Yeah,
was doing the Discovery ID stuff.
Yeah,
either playing Amish or like weird party goer.
Yeah, I know. I remember. I've seen the photo that you like. You have like. I mean, well, you do look. You got the Amish look. So go.
Thanks.
Go for it.
Yeah, I portrayed Amish on many shows and his background, including Orange Is the New Black.
Yeah.
And as a principal, I was on a show about an Amish guy who had a hitman kill his wife, and then I forget exactly what, but I was like his fishing buddy.
Yeah.
And I'm knocking on the door like Joe, where are you? Come on, buddy. And he's like inside, like hacking up his wife. Yeah, man, good times.
I have to. Well, I haven't seen that clip. I'd love to watch it.
The Amish elders were angry at the thing, and he's like, I didn't kill my wife. Whatever.
Well, so what I remember about, because at that time I was interning at the Tribeca Film Center, and I was sort of like, because I really wanted to I was like I was out of college and I was a little burnt out from film production because I went to school for film, and so I was like how does everybody appear on like TV as extras, and then I started looking it up, and like I said, My Dirty Little Secret. I think my first gig was Law and Order SVU.
Oh, classic. That's like the initiation ritual.
Yeah, that's the first.
When you start doing background, is you do SVU.
Yeah.
You almost get spoiled too because the food is so good.
It's good.
And like the actors are so nice, and then you do like another show and they're like total dicks.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like like for that was a whole new world of like I should have brought reading material. I was kind of staring off into the distance because at some point, because like,
well, you've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
But.
Whoa. Like that's what my teachers say. So like I was.
Those are the teachers that you don't screw. But yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Hi-oh.
You see, we have a connection. So yeah, I did Law and Order first, and I was like, man, what's going on? You got to fill out this form. You got to do that. You got to do wardrobe. You got to do that. I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? Then, like I said, I think it was My Dirty Little Secret in late 2013, and then the Hong Kong thing, the Hong Kong film, and then actually the next day, I went home. I slept for like an hour or something, or showered, and I went back to the internship at Tribeca Film Center. But I wanted to bring that up because then...
Is it true that you were Robert De Niro's personal armpit sniffer?
Oh, yeah. How'd you know?
You say, hey, kid, come over here. Do I need deodorant? And he'd sniff and go, a little bit.
Hey, like, you talking to me? You talking to me? You?
I'm the only one here.
I was in the elevator with him, so it was...
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, then I'm still here. You want to be in Departed 2?
Ah.
Oh, whoa.
Departed 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Ooh, Taxi Driver 2, Return to... You mean the Joker? And I'm just kind of like Joker.
Travis's Revenge.
Yeah. He's back from the dead. But so I think my next gig, and this is like where we like. I think we had like a little interaction on that film shoot.
Right.
But I was still like so new and like
I was like fresh meat.
Fresh meat. Then see what I remember when we first started talking, and I know you said Blue Bloods, but I remember on Bobby Flay.
Oh yeah.
In Brooklyn, in that studio, in the first studio they shot in, like on the L line.
Yeah, for those who don't know, beat Bobby Flay, and there's a fantastic company that provides audiences for a lot of these shows.
Yeah,
and one of them is beat Bobby Flay. Now, to people watching this show at home, it's 30 minutes, pulse pounding action and they're in and out. It's actually 22 minutes with the commercial. So I mean, imagine 22 minutes. To be there on the set for them to film is about 5 hours,
Yeah.
And they're really doing the cooking in real time. I mean, there's no really, they don't really mess with that. It's, it's legit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of prep time, a lot of setting up, time and switching around the set. And, so it's a really long kind of ordeal. And so the audience members, it tends to be kind of a lot of people in the same field or the same vibe.
Yeah.
So you'll naturally make friends there, and it's a great place really to kind of network and make friends. And as somebody who doesn't really have a peer group, let's say I don't work at the same place every day. I don't really have the same coworkers. I'm not in school. I don't have I don't really live with people. In New York City can be an isolating place too.
Yeah.
And doing stuff like background work, like audience stuff, and being an actor and things, whatever brings you to this location, you're gonna meet cool people.
Yeah.
So and also me and Donovan.
Yeah.
But there's like great opportunities to just spend hours like getting to know somebody or just bullshitting, go out for a smoke break, go get a drink. It's just, and there's that camaraderie, that built-in camaraderie of like, okay, we're like getting through this.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, we definitely hung out on that set.
Yeah, because what I remember is, since it was like I was still very new, and it may have been the beginning of 2014, late 2013. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
My first Bobby Flay, because I'm sure it looked like you had been doing.
I remember since the first
season
day, like the test day, like And what's crazy too about shows like that, and I'm sure a lot of them are like this. You'll see that same set every day when you watch the show, but they've moved that set
like
to
4
like
times.
6 different studios.
6 times. Yeah.
Like in Brooklyn and Manhattan, uptown, downtown. I mean, it's really intense.
They switch it up.
But you would have no idea. These people are so professional. It's also inspiring to watch them.
Yeah.
To watch a crew on a show like that is such a well-oiled machine. And the director just knocking it out, just like to the minute. I mean, it's
clockwork.
It gives you a kick in the pants, like when you're gonna go do your own productions and you're around something like one of these big shows. Like I know we worked a lot on the Marvel shows.
Oh yeah, we'll be diving into that.
Yeah, I mean we'll definitely get into that. But like, just being in those studio facilities and those sound stages and just watching these technicians work and everything, it gives you a real boost. I mean, people would pay to see this,
Yeah.
I was always a junkie for like behind the scenes videos and the making of this, and I watch Entertainment Tonight. They're on a set of Batman,
Yeah.
And then I'm 6 years old, and then I'm growing up, and I'm like working on the movie Birdman, and like Michael Keaton is like walking down the row of the theater in his underwear holding a handgun.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, and I'm like, wow, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's fun as hell,
It was, it was cool. And then,
Yeah.
like I said, I mean, I love all that stuff as well, or else I wouldn't be in the industry. But like, I remember seeing you, and I was like, oh, that's a familiar face.
Yeah.
And you were I think you were definitely the first familiar face. And so I think I walked up. I'm like, hey, didn't you work on that Hong Kong thing?
And I'm like, no, that wasn't me. Get away from me.
You're like, get away from me. I mean, what do you remember? Was it Blue Bloods? I feel like it was Bobby Flay. I remember we met on. You said we met on Blue Bloods earlier, or
right? I don't know. That was one of the early
shoots.
times.
Yeah.
It's weird because you'll show up at these places like some church basement at like 5:30 in the morning. And it's like freezing, and you go in.
You're trying to find who do you know?
Yeah, there's like no food, but if you see somebody, and I'm like, oh, there's Donovan. Thank God.
I know. Yeah,
like there's somebody. I got a lot of these buddies that I'll see on a set, and I'm like, oh, good, all right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have fun today, and like it's like a relief too, because you're like, sometimes you walk in there, you're like all bleary eyed, you're tired.
Yeah.
Like he's saying, sometimes you sleep an hour.
Oh yeah.
And then
you come from another job.
Right. You got another thing that goes.
Oh shit.
You got another thing that goes. That's our whole stunt budget.
Right.
You got one shoot that goes, till 6 a.m. and then
De Niro's pounding on my door. Get those papers to me. I'm not interning today, Mr.
You gotta be in there.
Get out of here.
Smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
So he puts that in your eye.
Yeah.
And he says, "Did that hurt? A little bit.
I enjoy it.
So, like it's gonna be an insanely brutal schedule.
Yeah.
So when you do like walk in and you're like, ugh, but then you see a buddy, you're like, all right, I can like lean on them and we'll like somehow get through this.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's what I remember. Like you definitely one of the first faces who I saw, and then like also like of course really good vibes, and still to this day. So there were some people I would talk to on extra film shoots, and I'd be like, I've made a grave mistake. And then there are some people who are really cool. You know what I mean, like yourself. But yeah, sometimes the extra film the people that they book are some of the stories.
There's a lot of weirdos that do it. I mean, what I would refer to as the unemployable.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people. Like there's people I feel that are more like me, where I'm going in there. I do a lot of acting. I do a lot of music.
We know film.
Whatever. Like I'm always doing it, and then I just want to work. I just want to be there, and so it's like I'm just a workaholic. But I feel like some people, they go and that's just like that's their life.
Yeah,
and
I know.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
And then they join SAG and like they only do background. So now they're like SAG background, like yay,
Yeah, like.
But I have always viewed it as just something that's in the mix, with all the other stuff, and that's what keeps it light for me.
Yeah.
But some of the people they hire they don't really have any aspiration. They're not like performers.
Yeah.
So they just they bring the paper and their coffee. And they just want to sit there and bitch all day, about everything.
Yep.
And, hurry up and wait. Here we go. It's like, yeah, you know what you're going to get to.
What about it was always funny to me on extra film shoots, and they'd be like, oh, I was featured on this and that, and but it's like it's
right.
I mean, and I did a show, World's Greatest Film Extra, where you were there. We'll talk about
man.
more. Where I played like a satired version of myself. Where what if I was like egotistical, like here I am featured. Like we both been featured as extras on, and we'll like I said, we'll jump into later. But
it's always cool.
I don't walk around like I was featured on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Kiss Me, and
Donovan had a great part on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I wish they should have given you a line, because he plays if you haven't seen the show, he plays like a jail guard that escorts Carol Kane's character into the cell.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to act with Carol Kane. I mean, you're just supposed to be the stern guard. You just kind of look at it, but you did the perfect look, and that's what they needed for the scene. I wish she, maybe she could have fought for you and said, give him a line.
I know.
So like, shut up, get in there, and then they got to pay you like 7 G's.
That would
say like 2 words.
I realize it now. I'm like, maybe I should have pushed for that. God damn
right,
it,
like
I've
been in those situations too, where like on the show Elementary, for example, and it's some time that doing background can kind of rise above into another kind of realm.
Oh yeah.
Where I got booked and they said, okay, here's the name of your character, Errol White.
Oh wow.
You're a hacker. You got murdered. This whole thing. I go, wow. This is fucking awesome. Like I'm like waiting for the script, and I'm.
I remember
this. I came in doing wardrobe fittings
Yeah.
and different things and makeup test and this and that, and I come back and then it's like the day of filming. I'm all excited. I figure, all right, there's just like probably like 2 lines or whatever. Like they're just gonna tell me on the set, like whatever.
Yeah.
So I go and they're like, okay, lay down here, like in this mat. On this mat they have like a mat, it's like a pool of blood, but it's like a plastic mat, so they don't have to keep like destroying the set with like actual liquid blood.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, sit down on the blood thing, and like you're dead,
I remember that. I watched that too. I watched that.
It was cool. But the one
like, that's my friend.
choice, I mean, my mother hated watching it because she's like, oh God, but because it's her son, like with stab wounds to the gut and everything. I was stabbed 3 times with a like a Hattori Hanzo sword. Or something.
Oh wow.
One of those.
What is that?
The Wakizashi sword. Or
Yeah.
whatever. And it's cool because the guy that plays Sherlock Holmes is like I'm dead, and he's like looking on my body for like a stray hair evidence. He finds this like red hair, which is
a red
he
herring.
finds a fucking well, no, that's what I had for lunch.
Oh,
Don't kiss me. But I had my locks and herring. But yeah, he finds like this red hair like on my body, and then it turns out that it's like this like other hacker guy Nemesis had like a red red dyed hair. But anyway, it was cool. But the one acting choice I got to make was my guy died with his eyes open.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I thought that way when they show me, I'll be more recognizable than if I have my eyes closed. It's funny too, in Law and Order we were talking about, there's one where there's a child murder suspect called the Glasgow Man.
Oh, your photo,
they
right?
got this girl, right. Well, I want to tell about your photo too. Yeah. They had this one where they're showing this little girl in a hospital bed who got attacked. Like, who was he, honey? Who was the guy, sweetheart, and who attacked you? And they're fucking showing the going through the iPad. It's like some guy, me, and then like the actual guy. And, I was like, freeze frame. I know Donovan had one where he was like, they show like a reference photo, like the police are looking at, like, this guy's a dirtbag.
Are we talking about FBI?
Oh, was the show FBI? Yeah.
Was it the when I was
like drug kingpin or something?
Yeah. FBI season 1, they used because on film shoots, for those who like maybe are interested in getting in film or may not know the terms, what do they call it? Photo stills, photo doubles?
Right. They'll call you in and say, this is just photo stills.
Photo
so it's going to be
stills,
something that appears in the show.
As a photo, yeah. Like I've done a photo still for Elementary. I did a photo still for FBI. I was a human trafficker, and I was like the brother of one of the actors who had a supporting line. He had like 3 or 4 lines. He had a few lines in the episode.
So they show this picture, and they're like, here's this dirtbag.
They're like, yeah, and they showed 2. There's one
big
like
time trafficker.
Yeah, and
major hard on, and it's like Donovan's photo,
Yeah, it's like me shirtless. No, I'm just. I had my shirt. Actually, am I wearing this thing? No.
Donovan tweaking his nipple on the beach.
Yeah, this is the FBI after hours show. But yeah, so like yeah, I love like we've probably done it all.
Oh, we've done so many. What was that one that we did together? It was on
well, should I pull out the list now? I have a list.
Well, it was on it was on the boardwalk, like in
I was trying to figure that out.
Jersey in Asbury Park.
Wasn't it a Discovery ID show?
It was. Yeah, it was like one of these Discovery ID things, and they're trying
Winter's Peak or something.
Yeah. What's so fun about these two is they're like, okay, in this show the year is like 1981, so we had to like wear these like vintage clothes or something, and then we're like frat boys.
I remember that.
The Holding, which is the place where like everybody hangs out in between filming, was at this like Mexican restaurant, and then they like the catering was also at the Mexican restaurant. See,
it was good food, I think, right? It was good food.
Yeah, that's just what I miss about being on these sets, man. They treat you like a king, the good food.
Well,
and just like hanging out, getting paid like to do nothing. Right, and then some are really shitty.
And then some are like,
they're like, here's your sandwich, go away.
They just they punch you, and then they kick you in the gut, and then they're like, here's your waiver.
Right. Or they're
I wish.
it's funny because I'll do a gig one day where it's like, $700 or something, just to get a ballpark, like, oh, this commercial, oh my God, it's like the best gig ever. And then the next, and you're there for like 3 hours, and they're like, they're like, okay, just put on this cap and you're good to go. Then the next day you'll be working some show, and it's like all day outside for like 12 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to wear these like uncomfortable shoes. And
Yeah.
then lunches, they give you like a lettuce leaf and a peanut.
Yeah.
And like, all right, fuck off. And then, so it's just, you never know.
Yeah.
Likely when you're working on more of a studio film or like a network show, is more likely to be, a legit, like, nice experience.
Yeah.
But man, I've worked some shitty ones too, and I'm sure you have, where it's just like the low budget, really poorly planned, like, like in the middle of nowhere. I mean, hey, sometimes those are the most fun because you're like, hey, this is like cinema verite. Sometimes it's just like, why did I sign up for this?
Yeah.
Like, I have free will. Why did I come here?
I've been on.
Like,
I was gonna say real quick because I should before I do.
I'll let you get it a word in edgewise. On
Oh
your
yeah,
own
yeah,
show.
yeah. No, this is a great interview so far. Yeah, like I remember one of there was like a great independent feature film I worked, and then I was almost up for like a kissing part, like where I was gonna there were like kissing background, and I think I was selected, but then they went with somebody else, but they still paid me for the kissing thing, and I was like, all right, I'll take it. That's a great
thing. Get those bumps, you get those extra rate for doing it. Like on the show Hightown, I got paid like $400 to show my ass cheek.
What episode?
Yeah,
You're gonna be like, the viewers are gonna.
Sad about it. It did not make it in.
We still got the money though.
It's too hot for TV.
Yeah,
yeah, but like you'll just show up and they'll randomly pick like. And I do a lot of gay themed stuff too, and so they'll show up and they'll be like, all right, here's your random couple. Okay, you and you're a couple now. Are you cool with that? And I'll be like, all right. They're like, all right, in this scene you just got to grab his ass and like make out, and you get paid like $500. I'm like, all right, I'm down.
You're like,
but then you never know what's gonna wind up like on camera.
Stuff gets cut.
But yeah, I mean,
well,
it's very unpredictable.
I guess I have a quick story before we dive into our next topic because. When I worked the Ninja Turtles film, I don't know if you worked that, or Ninja Turtles 2, Out of the Shadows. I think you worked it, but
I think
not the same day I was. I think.
No,
because I did the Halloween scene where they recreate like the village Halloween parade.
Oh, that's cool. What was your character in the parade?
I was
Prince.
No, I was a Sir Turkey. Which actually you do kind of see me. You have to pause, but I remember they brought in like a kid, the producer. And I guess they said, this is a kid who it's his make-a-wish to be in the movie. Okay. So I'm like, oh, cool, that's great. So they bring in a kid and they put him up front to like the area where, and under us are the turtles. So where the camera comes, were the turtles, But the thing is, you watch the film and all they show is the feet.
Oh.
So I was like, You're
like, man, that kid is gonna die when he sees.
Like,
you
couldn't even show a shot of the kid.
Jesus,
you
right?
know? I mean, I was right next to the kid as well, but I was like, I thought like,
poor cancer kid.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like in those sweepstakes and stuff where they're like, you win a walk-on role in the thing, and it's like
it's just your feet.
You like walk by in the background, like some fucking bar scene. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, all right, well,
that's tough.
I felt bad. Yeah,
I
for him.
remember on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, I worked one day on it, but it was like in Times Square, and God, you know how insanely hard it is to block that off and film there.
Yeah.
There you go. It was a scene where like Will Ferrell and Megan Fox come, and then so one of them gets out of the car. I forget what I think. I'm trying to remember.
Is this when you run with the camera to take a photo of something that falls?
No, it wasn't.
I swear I thought I saw the back of your head in Ninja Turtles 1.
It might have just been like a bald derelict. But like people are all over the set. You can't get them off. There's like police. There's barricade. And this is like when Megan Fox was like really famous. Haven't heard from her lately. But this is a funny story too because I'm not. I'm pretty gay. But Megan Fox is there. And she's got, a nice rack and everything. If I'm not, speaking out of school here.
Yep.
Megan Fox caught me staring at her tits.
Shit.
Yes, I'm willing.
What happened?
I'm disclosing that for the first time.
Yeah, wow. That's great to hear. I mean, well, Hopefully you didn't get in trouble.
I mean, I wasn't like, oh, but it's like you see it. It's like skin, you know. It's a movie, and obviously she's wearing this like skimpy thing. You're trying to what they want to show.
Yeah.
And I looked. I mean, come on. What do you? I mean, fucking Sophia Loren did the same thing to Jane Mansfield. Come on. But I'm like looking at the breasts, and then I look up.
Yeah.
And she's looking at me, and I go, oh, sorry, ma'am. What are you gonna do?
Well.
But we worked on Ghostbusters too. It's funny because like these huge productions will come to New York. They really film them in like Vancouver or something, but they'll come to New York for like 2 days.
Yeah,
you know, to film some exterior shit.
Which is surprising I found weird for Ghostbusters. I thought like it's a New York film, and then they're like they only shot. Yeah, we shot the what's being chased by. Did we do 2 days?
It was all. I was just there one night, but it was like stunt drivers. So I don't even. None of the cast were even there, but it was like stunt drivers.
Yeah.
But what's cool is they had the Ecto 1.
I took a photo with it. I took a selfie.
Like right on like 8th Avenue or something.
Yeah.
And they got like barriers around it, but it's like, what are they gonna do with it? They're gonna film with it. It's gotta sit there, and like, people are doing all kinds of photo ops and stuff.
I was done. I would think I was wrapped, and I was like,
yeah. You worked on The Deuce too, right?
No, I didn't. Really? My hair wasn't long enough.
Oh, okay.
Well, because what were you gonna say?
Well, they filmed a lot of that in Manhattan, some in my old neighborhood in Washington Heights, and also where they filmed Motherless Brooklyn and all that. But what's so cool about productions like that is when they come in with the vintage cars.
Oh yeah.
The vintage street signs. They retrofit all the, all the signage. What are they? The marquees and whatever.
The restaurants.
It's now like they're showing The Omen, or it's like a porno theater in 1971.
Yeah.
They're putting up all. I mean, I remember working on The Deuce, which is a great HBO show with James Franco, Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
And there it's like supposed to be Port Authority, and the attention to detail. They were in one of the Chelsea piers at this like cruise ship terminal. They used as a set, and they had on the wall, all these old ads from the era, cool cigarettes, and Schlitz beer, whatever. Even the fucking garbage on the floor and in the garbage can is like a Twinkies wrapper from 1970.
Yeah, they're great.
Like a beer can, it was a magazine, a Playboy magazine from like 1970. Like,
you picked it up?
Unbelievable. Right.
Like, whoa.
Took that in the corner.
Waka.
Stuck it to the wall. But yeah, I mean, it's like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The attention to detail some of these things have, even things that you'll never really pick up on camera. And when you're on the set of something like that, especially like when I worked on like Nurse Jackie, let's say.
Oh yeah,
you're in that hospital.
Yeah.
Or like, even Law and Order, like, oh, you're in the squad room. You're in like there. It's insane.
Yeah.
And if you like smoke a lot of pot and stuff, which, some people do.
Yeah. I wonder.
Some people, you show up and you're just baked out of your mind and you're like, whoa, I'm in the show.
Well,
what the fuck is going on?
Like, I was going to say, I wanted to get to this list as well.
Yeah.
Because I didn't make a full list, but I think, so like I said, we worked on Ghostbusters together, Knife Fight, the MTV2 hidden camera show, One Shining Moment.
What was that? Oh, is that where we're like on some basketball court or something?
Yeah.
Justin
I don't think it got
Bieber
aired. I don't think it got aired.
No.
And then, there was something else I worked because of you. Also, it was like a dating thing, and I went, and it was a date with a computer.
Oh, yeah. I signed him up.
Yeah.
I signed up Donovan for MTV.
I think it was MTV2, right?
It was an MTV2.
Again, we only work MTV2.
Right. Yeah. Well, actually, I got pranked on this MTV show, Bugging Out.
Oh,
Maybe that was MTV2. I've gotten
Didn't you get pranked
on so
on
many fucking things.
What's it called? The Impractical?
Yeah, I got pranked on Impractical Jokers. I was a real patsy.
Yeah.
I got pranked in this thing called the Elevator Murder Experiment several years ago, where it was this whole thing. It was like on the front page of newspapers. I was like, yeah. I mean, I got invited on to be interviewed on the Situation Room with Wolf Blitzer.
Oh wow.
And I had to turn it down because the ad agency had like a non-disclosure agreement. I couldn't reveal that this viral video was like a hoax.
Yeah.
And then they put me on Inside Edition to do an interview to like say it wasn't true. I haven't seen that one. Wow. Like, oh my God.
Wow.
I want to produce a whole like documentary about that moment in my life. But yeah, man, I've been pranked on all that shit.
Yeah, what else did we do? Unforgettable, the show. Remember that?
Sure, yeah.
The Forgettable show.
Yeah.
As I say.
Right.
Page 6 TV. We were audience members together on Page 6.
Yeah, with the great John Fugelsang. He's awesome. Yeah.
We were What is other TV shows we worked on?
Oh God, I mean, there must have been a ton of them.
Probably Law and Order. No, I don't think we did Law and Order together.
You know, like Daredevil for sure. We played prisoners on that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's in New York City a lot of these shows that shoot in prisons, like For Life or Orange.
Yeah.
And some of the Marvel shows, when they have prison scenes, they pretty much well, sometimes they're on sound stages. Like when I played a mental patient on background of Gotham, they built that
Staten
whole
Island?
set.
Yeah.
That one was in Manhattan. But,
okay.
Fucking the one for Daredevil, that's in Staten Island at Arthur Kill. And,
oh wow. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, and it's like this decommissioned prison. There's one in Queens too, Queens Correctional, where they shoot
Yeah.
Prodigal Son and For Life and other shows. And I'm not giving anything away. I mean, this is all, you know. You can find all this information online.
Yeah,
but you know, it's interesting because it's this weird vibe. Like you're in the prison. I play a lot of skinheads too.
Yeah,
and I'll have like swastika tattoos like on my head and stuff, which I'm so far from that, but I kind of enjoy
He's a
playing
nice guy.
those roles. Yeah, I'm a good guy. And I love the blacks.
Yeah.
I like playing those roles too because I rather it's me doing it than some guy that's like really getting off on it. It's like really into it.
Yeah.
But, you know, you'll go to one of these prisons and, you know, you're playing a background prisoner. You're in the prison outfit. And, you know, you're in the fucking jail and you need like a pass and keep it under your shirt.
Yeah.
Because some of them have a film and TV wing, and then they have a wing that's like an active prison.
Yeah.
So you're like, don't get mixed up.
Well, that one...
Yeah, it's very scary, man. Actually, on the show For Life, we went to Sing Sing upstate.
Oh, wow.
It was real hardcore.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically do everything but look up your ass when you go in there. Mm-hmm. It was scary, man.
Yeah. Well...
But fun, getting paid.
Yeah.
So who cares?
I remember... God, I don't even know... I don't even think we appeared as... what's it called? On screen in that Daredevil appearance, right?
Probably not.
I don't think we were. Well, speaking of, you know, I'll jump around because
jump up, and get down.
Well, you know, we've both been like we were talking a little bit about some of our featured stuff, like, and we'll get into some of your stuff. But I'll just give a quick example of like, for instance, like I said, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, season 4, episode 9 as prison guard. You know, FBI as the photo. Elementary, I was a photo.
America's Most Wanted as the Wanted Man. As Donovan Andrew.
As best feet in all of Brooklyn. I'm just kidding. You know, Gotham, I was featured as like a waiter. Marvel Iron Fist, you see me featured. You know, so those are probably like some of my top featured. What are your top featured extra background?
The featured extra show?
Yeah, like maybe like top 3, top 4.
I mean, you know, like with actual acting stuff, some of the highlights are like, you know, Daily Show, commercial for New York Lottery.
That's a good one.
You know, commercials for whatever, the Purge on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things I'm really proud of. But there have been some background things that I'm proud of too, you know, like, for example, in the Marvel Universe, I played a orderly at Metro General Hospital. Now, what's fun about that is they first started using me in Jessica Jones season 1. I think Daredevil season 1 was the only thing before that.
Yeah.
I wasn't in that, but from Jessica Jones season 1 on, I'm like working in this hospital. So you're kind of on this mailing list, what they call that you're like a background regular, like a core member for this season or this particular show.
Yeah.
Which means, you know, they're going to show this set a lot, and they want to be consistent with like who's the staff there, because, you know, apparently there's insanely geeky people out there that notice that, like, wait, that guy doesn't work there, you know, like,
like continuity.
Right, continuity errors and shit like that.
Yeah.
So they want to hire basically the same, like, if they can't get everybody, but they try to get most.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would get calls, I mean, I don't know, every other week sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Working with either Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Luke Cage,
Iron Fist,
and then as they each went into multiple seasons, and also Punisher.
Yeah.
And then what was the one that was like where they're all together? There's so many.
The Defenders. Yeah.
I don't think I worked on that.
I didn't work. Yeah.
But it's so fun because you're coming back to the same soundstage at Marvel, And it's just cool as hell, man. You're like, you're like part of the Marvel shit. So that's one. And a lot of people have said, oh, wasn't that you folding a towel in this episode? Oh, isn't that you doing a wheelchair in this episode? And you also get to know the guys that are the PAs that kind of manage the background. Yeah. And they kind of know who's like on the ball, who they can really count on to do something for them. Yeah. Because on one level, you're like extremely insignificant part of the show. It's basically just interchangeable bodies. On the other hand, if you screw up, you ruin it. If you don't cross at the right time, you get in the way of the star.
Ego gets involved,
Right. If you have some kind of problem, if your phone goes off during when they're recording dialogue, if your phone goes off, I mean, they will run you out on a rail. Man.
Yeah.
But it really is important to really be on your mark and be ready and do the right thing because there's so much money on the line and really time is money.
Yeah.
Every minute, it's digital. They're not necessarily burning film, but they're certainly burning money. And those stars too can only be there a certain number of hours.
Yeah.
So
start to
I
get
remember
tired.
one time I'm on the set of Luke Cage and I'm just like walking around, just chilling out like they're doing some kind of setup. And I hear this voice like around the corner be like, I know when I come here, I'm gonna do like do this with like a 30 lens, and then we're gonna go over here and like get this angle. And I'm like, RZA?
Oh, because he directed
the voice of fucking the RZA.
He directed a few, yeah.
And like it's RZA, man. Who if you don't know who that is, the legendary Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
The RZA, the Jizza, Method Man, Old Dirty Bastard, etc. The great hip hop group.
His episodes I really like some of his episodes in Luke Cage. He's a really good director.
He's an amazing filmmaker, and of course he's one of the executive producers and behind the scenes of the Wu-Tang series on Hulu. Which I had the pleasure of working on that too. And I'm like, they're like remaking Sam Ash in 1991.
Oh, nice.
And this is an Easter egg if you watch Wu-Tang on Hulu. When they're in the scene where RZA buys his first sampler, which is like, how he starts doing production and everything. Mm-hmm. And Easy Mo B, another legendary producer, buys the last one that he wants.
Yeah.
And he like walks out with it like, sorry, and like leaves. So they sell him the floor model, like with no booklet, with no instructions with it, like for cheap. And it shows him, he learns how to use the sampler just because he's like a genius.
Yeah.
He just learns how to use it just without any instruction. I mean, who could imagine that? And I'm in the background with a little Coogee sweater on. And I'm playing the piano riff on the keyboard in the background from Reunited by Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh,
it's
wow.
Wu, motherfucker.
Wait, were you actually
Wu-Tang,
playing it?
motherfucker. I'm playing the notes.
Yeah. But wait, is this a background thing, or you were just doing it yourself?
I was just doing that for fun.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So if anybody watches that and you see a weird fat guy in the background of that scene where RZA buys his first sampler.
Yeah. It's you.
You can see that I'm actually playing. You can't hear it, obviously, but I'm playing Wu-Tang Reunited.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ultimate Easter egg.
I have to watch this now. Because in terms of Marvel, so you were regular on the Iron Fist, and then I was on Luke Cage. They called me for the club scenes.
Oh yeah.
So it was like we both had our regular Marvel gigs for a while when there was Marvel Netflix.
I'm so sad that those are over.
Yeah,
those were good times.
Those were fun.
Remember the Crafty lady at the Marvel studio? Crafty. For anyone listening, that's just where you get snacks.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was this particular. Well, I won't get into it.
All right, never mind. Next time.
There was a particular lady.
Next time.
Cut his mic.
Cut his mic. We'll do it live.
It's like urban legends of background,
Yeah, there's a lot of. Well, that could be a whole podcast in itself.
Yeah.
Well, what I want to move on to next, and I mean we've been happily jumping around, which is great. Hopefully, you're still good on time. I'm still good. We have a few things left.
Ryan's gonna drop by.
All right, later. Should we pause?
Whenever he comes by, we can pause.
All right, we'll pause. Well, I guess what was your kind of worst? Did you ever have a worst moment on a film shoot, doing extra work or doing just in general, or it was a complete,
There was one time where it was one of these things where you were talking about being double booked, Yeah,
I
was working on the show Mr. Robot, which is a fun show to work on.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good show. and Rami Malek is
Whoa.
fine and dandy, like where is he from? Like Persian candy, Egyptian candy, and but like it's one of those things where I thought it was only going to go to like 10 at night, but it's like 5:30 in the morning and we're still there, and it's freezing, we're dying, etc. And then I have another show that announces their call time really late, and it's for the next day, and it like coincides, it conflicts with the other one.
Yeah.
And so that's when you have to call up and be like, hey, my grandma died, my dog died.
Yeah, you gotta.
The laughter died, whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
I hate stuff like that. That's like my worst nightmare because I want to work, and I would have no problem like getting up and going to the next thing. Another like the worst is when your alarm doesn't go
closer.
off.
Yeah. Closer
and,
again. There you go. Thank you.
Like I was working on that show Younger.
Oh yeah.
And it was like this outdoor bluegrass festival scene or something for like 3 days. And I just straight up slept through my alarm, and I woke up, and it's like, in the nightmare where you wake up and it's like 6:58 and your call time is like 7.
Oh, jeez.
It's like, wait, I'm not late yet. So my boyfriend drove me to the fucking gig.
Wow.
And, he was not pissed. I mean, he would, I could say he or she. There's a non-binary person at the time. He was more known as he. Yeah. But, I mean, we went, man. And he drove me all the way to fucking Long Island. Stayed for I went and got him breakfast, and stuff like that from catering. But that's love. I mean, if you have a spouse that is willing to get
love.
up at 6 a.m. and drive your ass an hour and a half away because you're a dummy and slept through your alarm, those are some of the worst. I try not to focus on like bad experiences that I had actually on the set because it's just like all of them have their pluses and minuses. There's always wacky people. Yeah. There's always annoying people. There's always, things that run over and they lie to you and say, it's not, it's just going to be like till a certain hour, then it goes late, or you have to be outside and then it's raining. Yeah. I mean, I remember I was doing one thing. It was a gig for a music video. I was playing a ninja. Oh, wow. And we were like in this parking lot somewhere in Queens. It was like 2 a.m. and it started snowing, but it was like a blizzard, Wow. And they're like, we just need to get this one last scene, Jesus. And we're like, we'll tough it out. And I remember the next day I was like sick, Yeah. This is when I learned, this is many years ago. And since then I learned both as an actor and background that you really do have to kind of stand up for yourself. Yeah, definitely. You should never go and be pushy and bossy and think like you're the shit. But you got to remember that when you're doing these kind of gigs, no one's really looking out for you. You really got to look out for number one. That's why doing a lot of background stuff in particular, I will just hang back. Yeah, there's other people that really want to be there, that are like raring to go, that want to be on camera, that want to. And I'm just like, look, I'm just here to get paid. I'll do anything they want. I'm just here to help. I'm not like trying to hide. Yeah. But like I'm just gonna hang back, But that's a lesson I took from the country too, just from having that country mindset. Trying not to be just the New York thing and just being so manic and just always in a rush and angry and pushing through the mob and everything. I try to bring a country mentality to it just to stay sane, man. That's a big part of the shit on the set too. I agree. Well, hey, what's up? We're back. Yeah. Long time no see. I put my water all the way over there. Oh my God. Now I got to get my water. It's the hydration situation. The hydration station. Always hydrate, remember. Yeah. Well, what I really wanted to dive into next, is basically like, so we're starting to work together on these film shoots a lot. Yeah, and then my life changed. You're like, yeah, suddenly I saw the light. I didn't say it was for the better, but yeah. Well, suddenly I realized who I really was. Well, yeah, so we started working together, and like, and I remember, like I said, because, of our early interactions, it's like, oh, this is not only was it like, oh, he's a fun person and he tells jokes and he does great impersonations. Yes, and improv. But not only that, like me, I'm very much, a person who's also always on the grind, whatever it is, like making movies or working or writing ideas or writing a film script,
And that's ideally who I want to hang out with. Like, I don't really want to waste my time with somebody who's not determined or not, like,
right. Why waste your time?
right?
Man?
Yeah, like that's what I was
only
always
fuck
told.
with people that are goal oriented. They don't
Yeah,
have
me
to be
too.
like entertainment, but
Yeah,
as long if they're doing something, man.
yeah,
I mean, come on. Especially now in 2020, like I was saying earlier, you just gotta pursue your passion.
yeah.
I mean, there's no time like the present. That's why they call it a gift.
A gift, exactly. And that's
Boom.
booyah. What
Bazinga.
like so we start, hanging out. Like I remember like one time we did like a film shoot at like some type of mall, and we did like a funny joke where it was like I don't know if you remember, it was like you fall down and then you fall into like a
right into a time warp. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
and
when
we
you like hang
kept
out on
heightening
these
it.
things all day, like
Yeah.
you get these inside jokes.
Yeah, we
and,
had a
like,
lot.
You just keep like laughing all day. And
yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
They
I don't
kept
know, I don't
building
know how
up.
people do it. They just show up and they're like, okay, I'm here at work. Hour 3, nothing happening. Hour 4, like me, I'm just joking around, fucking around, goofing around the whole time, going out, smoking, hanging. I mean, I try
Going
to
crafty,
like, I don't have a cavalier or casual attitude to the actual work.
Yeah.
But when you're waiting around, you should just have fun. I mean, that's what I would do if I was friggin' at home.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna sit there like fucking watching CNN for 8 hours.
Yeah, or who knows? No, I don't know.
Yeah, mother. Remember that thing we went to? It wasn't even a shoot. It was just like we were like seat fillers for an event. It was like with Shaq, It was like something like an ESPN thing.
One?
But we went and they just gave us like all this free food, all this free booze.
Oh, the party. It was like a
these,
party
gift
thing.
bags, and then they're just like,
just walk around and schmooze.
we don't need you here because like there's like enough people, so you seat fillers are free to go. And it's like,
Yeah.
really? That's cool. I'll stay. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's just some
I remember that.
insane gigs, like as a freelancer in New York.
Because me and Peter Larson.
Oh yeah, my buddy
went,
Peter. Sure.
I think we went to see Ninja Turtles 2 that day because we had a
Oh,
break.
nice,
We had a
yeah.
long break, and then
There you go.
I think when we came back, I think you went somewhere else or something, and then you didn't want to do Ninja Turtles 2.
I remember. Yeah.
Well, I think that was the same game. It was like you were, and then we were schmoozing with like real people, like real
So much random stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
So we did that.
We, like paid protesters, like paid. I mean, just anything where you show up and you're like a plant, basically. And I literally do gigs where they're like, don't discuss with anybody because other people there are real.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You're not. And like, I mean, it's all this wacky stuff.
Remember
man.
we did that? We did, it was like, so what's it called? This old man would do a speech, right? And then this lady interrupted with like, and then it was supposed to be like, we take out our cameras.
like this fake press conference or something.
Like it was, and I remember
my God.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
I got invited to be at the friggin'
I was there as well.
Trump announcement.
Oh, I wasn't there.
Yeah. Trump's presidential announcement is another one of these things. They hire like actors and stuff to be like Trump. I mean, back then, I thought the guy was an asshole, but I didn't think who knew like that it was.
Was this 2016?
Such a monster.
2015.
Well, right. I guess maybe 2015. Right.
Yeah.
Because then was it 2016 was the election? But yeah, I mean. Who knew at the time, right? But again, this is a gig that you get in New York. I mean, I work things where I'm like a party motivator.
Yeah.
I'll go to I did a gig last year where I got butt naked at this fucking dude's party.
Oh wow.
Not even like in a sexual way, just like in a weird, crazy party guy way.
Yeah.
Because he goes, hey, I want to have the like craziest party. And people be like, oh my God, that dude has the craziest parties. Remember the naked guy? And he got exactly what he wanted. Because like I get in, I start drinking, I'm doing shots, I'm smoking.
Oh wow.
I come back in, I have no shirt on.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, whoa, the cool shirtless guy. People start writing shit on my chest, like free the whales or whatever. And then I like come back and I got no pants on. And they're like, whoa, underwear guy. I'm like, ew. And I got like these boxers on and stuff. And they're like, let's drink, let's do shots, let's smoke some pot.
Yeah.
And I'm like having fun, everybody wiling out, taking pictures of me. Then I come back completely naked.
Oh wow.
Okay. And I might not have as much to show for it as,
Let's say that.
some people.
Let's
Say la vie.
Say
la vie.
He's looking at me right now. Who are you looking at?
Let the record show Keith is looking at Donovan. But like I friggin' whatever. I went with it. I'm not shy, and it was good money. And I go, all right, cool. So I come out, I'm naked. They're like, whoa, the crazy naked guy. Woo!
Wow.
We're out on the balcony. It's winter. A wind is
Christ.
whipping over my bare flesh.
Oh my God.
I'm there, man. We're taking pictures. We're doing Instagram. People are slapping my ass. I mean, I have proper hygiene and everything.
Well, of course, yeah.
Nice and trimmed and everything. But I'm just like wilding out. So I'm like, all right, everybody's goal accomplished. Like, whoa, this was the wildest party ever. We're gonna be talking about it for years. I go and I come back out fully dressed.
Yeah.
With my dick hanging out of my pants.
Wow.
And Jesus. I go, all right, everybody, bye. It was great seeing you. And they go, put it in your pants.
Yeah.
I mean, what fun.
That's,
this is pre-COVID.
Oh, yeah.
This is the fun you could have.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Don't be afraid of Craigslist.
Don't be, yeah, I mean, well.
Well, actually, be afraid, but.
A little bit. Well, because that's the thing. Like, I mean, like I said, so we start talking, we start like.
Sorry, I derailed our timeline with my naked party story.
You ruined the Reflections 13 years. No, but
reflect on that.
That's what's great about this is that I'm not even though yes I have the list. It's not like well we gotta
right. It's like Tarantino, non-linear.
We gotta. It's you'll find out Keith appears in the final film that was actually the first movie of my entire YouTube series.
Oh my God.
But then we
major spoiler.
Major spoiler. Because like I said, bonding on these gigs. Eventually. Like I said, sending you now I'm like on the email list, even though
I send Donovan stuff.
Craigslist.
Gigs. I've certainly sent him on a few gigs when I've had the opportunity gigs, also to cast some things.
Yeah.
Like some audience. Were you part of the Bitcoin stuff that I did? You must have been.
I think so. With the interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the guy. Yeah.
So I mean,
I remember that.
Also, when I've gotten the opportunity to like try to cast friends of mine or send them gigs, I put like a mailing list together.
Yeah, it's great.
That's what I love about this city too. People always helping each other out.
Yeah.
I'll get a thing from a friend of mine. Oh, I heard so and so's looking for a bald guy.
Yeah.
I'll send something to Donovan. Oh, Vivid Video is looking for somebody. Whatever it may be. Whatever.
Vivid Video, the app.
Hustler Club is looking for waiters. Whatever.
Don't mind if I do.
But.
Yeah,
man. It's the fun of networking and shit like that. That's why, this guy, your host, Donovan, is a creative cat, and that's why celebrating 1,000+ uploads.
Yeah.
I mean, basically creating an empire.
Thank you.
Different characters and creating a cult following. And then I've had the pleasure also of appearing in some of your videos.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, and I know we filmed a few things.
For
your channel.
Definitely, of course, we'll get you in more. Because I'm like, I should have, because like there's definitely like we were talking about earlier.
If you could pay my
your agent
my
fee,
quote, but
no, but like there was like
$5 is my quote.
Yeah, I get $5. I'll Venmo. Because they were like now moving into the new medium of like these like feature film I want to do, which is a combination of my old movies and then new footage.
That's cool.
And then I thought about it, even like talking to Keith today. Like when we were outside, I was like, oh, wait, I could book my friends from Atlanta and book my other friends in like scenes where you like just film in your house, and you send me like, and then you're in a.
Well, you've been doing a lot of remote Zoom stuff.
Shows,
I mean, how have you found it, man? Like doing Zoom improvs and I mean.
Yeah, it's great.
So much going on.
Yeah, I love it. And, it's like, what's cool is like, I mean, as much as I love producing it live in person, this really does cut out the middleman. Not saying like the middleman was bad, but oftentimes you have to wait.
It's just right there on demand.
Yeah, just like whatever I want to do, improvise Seinfeld. Okay, I have a computer. I have a Jerry Seinfeld improvised science fiction movie. Can you
believe I ran into two Proud Boys outside? Proud Boys. Oh no, I love Proud Boys.
What's the deal with these Cheerios, Jerry?
What's the deal with systemic racism?
Hey, I can't believe it. It's my
Jerry, you never had a black girlfriend. Seinfeld 2020.
I can't wait for
Kramer's
that.
not in the show, by the way.
He was cut out early in the.
He was cut out of the pilot.
In the development. But yeah, so like like I said, it was cool to have you as like cameos in the Prince vs. Cena.
Oh yeah,
which was really fun. And then also like, I think what really sold me as like, oh, he's a cool cat. I mean, you're already a cool cat, but you came.
The shower scene, right?
Oh, the shower scene in Daredevil. It was me and Matt Murdock. I think they cut it. Whoa!
I'm just saying, if he wasn't blind already, he fucking is now.
He got poked in the. No, my mom's like, oh my dear Lord.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just kidding. What God, what was I gonna say? You came to my UCB improv show,
yeah.
level 1, right?
I'm a fan, man. I've been in a bunch of
I
Donovan
appreciate
shows.
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm the one that throws panties and roses at the stage.
Yeah, and then immediately run out. I'm like, where'd he go?
Yeah, I always leave that. Like, it's called like the Irish goodbye. Like, I hate
Yeah.
saying goodbye and stuff. So like, I always just like sneak out and then text people later, like, awesome show, thanks for having me. But like, yeah, I'm just like, it's part of my antisocial like tendencies.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah, I only check out with people if they're like paying me at the end. Like at a checkout table, like at a gig.
Well, I was gonna say also like. One show that you came to, and I mean, I appreciate, like, I was talking about this, like, anybody who comes to a show as a friend, like, I appreciate, and like I've always said, like, I would come to your shows whenever you have them, like, you let me know because I want to equally support. But I think coming to World's Greatest Film Extra was really great because it was like, first off, it was in 2020 or before pre-COVID, and then it was kind of like, well, this journey I started like kind of when I met you on the Hong Kong film shoot, or even that year is like, I think you were like the only extra who I think I've known that long.
Wow, yeah, man. Well, I love that show, and it definitely hit home for me. And it had all those kind of like, the memes or the cliches that the background people have about being the different features, and it was definitely like very prescient and relevant.
Yeah.
In my life, I thought more background people should see it. But
it's on YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
World's Greatest Film Extra.
I love the Pit. I love People's Improv Theater. I love going there. I've worked on a show or two there myself. And it's just what a cool place, and just people just going balls to the wall. Nothing is sacred, everything is possible, and it's a beautiful thing, man. I mean, some shows and themes are more like to my interest, and some because I was never like a big Star Wars guy. I was never a big superheroes guy, but what I love about it is that you find common ground with people, and my God, I mean, what's more fun than that?
Well, speaking of that, would you? Whoa, the teddy bear is out. Oh, we have to cut that. I mean, you're on the grind a lot, which is great. You're doing whether it is voice acting or acting in general.
Yes, I do some voice acting.
He does it all, hand modeling, foot modeling. Would you ever
taint modeling?
But we have to cut that now. I'm just joking.
I've done a lot of penis modeling, but like I did this calendar.
We'll post a link down.
This thing called Dictures.
Yeah.
And they like dress up your cock as like different.
You told me about that.
Like one was like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I called it Darth Ass Invader. And they're like a princess and a groom, bride and groom.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of fun. But I love just doing freelance, different things. I do a lot of focus groups online.
Yeah.
Different companies want to get your opinion on things, and they like having actors because they tend to be pretty articulate, pretty self-aware, and they're able to like communicate, about this brand, and they make good subjects for these things because they're talkative and they tend to have opinions and stuff. So I'll do that, and I'll be in the booth doing voiceover stuff. I just did a voice for a great cartoon pilot by my buddy Nick Gentile.
Oh, nice.
And it just aired on Adult Swim, digital. So hopefully, more will be happening over there at that network. And I just did a couple commercial voiceovers while I was at an undisclosed location in the woods during the pandemic.
Sorry.
And I filmed a couple of. I'll do that part over.
Yeah.
I've done, a couple of remote voiceovers during the pandemic, like from home, and I've also been recording music remotely, and did a couple of commercial shoots like over Zoom, so there's still things happening. It's still possible.
Yeah.
It's, of course, not the same experience in any way of going to a set and, doing the whole deal, but, at least you can remain in that mind state. Like I just did a table read the other day for a short film that's going to be filming hopefully winter, early 2021. But saying, hey, let's have the table read now so that they can improve the script, in between now and then. Hey, great idea.
Yeah.
We could always have been doing stuff like this, but
Mm-hmm.
you got to make the most of it. And I've been in those things, and he goes, okay, we're going to do 3 takes and, just of the read through. And the third time, have at it, have fun, just improv it, do whatever the hell you want. I mean, my God, what fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me realize, oh yeah, I still do have it. Like the chops.
Yeah, definitely.
I couldn't even understand how you do what you do with the on stage, just improving something that's just coming completely out of nowhere. People yell out, suggesting, barbecue, doctor, pigeon farm, and suddenly you have to
make it up.
It's too crazy, man. My improv it's really on camera when you have already established the scene.
Yeah.
There is written dialogue, but now you have the opportunity to F around and have fun, and my improv will come out there. But even online over Zoom, just throwing in a line and seeing the director and the other actors crack up or crack a smile or whatever, you're like, oh my God,
helps,
yes, it's the lifeblood that I need to survive.
Yeah.
The approval of the audience and the laughter, and that we're all having this experience together. And even though it can be, trudging there, to mentally get there, to be like, I'm gonna go to this place and do this thing, and get out of my comfort zone or whatever, and then to accomplish it. I mean, it's just life affirming. People, I think they'll definitely understand what I'm talking about hearing this. And it can also be that it's life affirming for you to be in the audience at that and go, thank God this is happening. Thank God I was here in this room, because this, it might be on tape and stuff too. We'll see, we can watch it, but this only happened once. It's like live theater. So yeah, man, I mean, that's why I love to come out and show support too.
Yeah. And like I said, I appreciate that, but also I've watched a bunch of your, videos, whatever it is, I was just looking at another podcast interview you had, and when they showed the highlights of when you did the Heineken commercial, when you went to the Daily Show, and like I said, listening to your recent music, I always want to, show support to you as well, because it's you message all the gigs, and now I'm happy to be on the list, but I haven't been applying just because I've been doing a lot. But I'm still yeah, man. I think it's awesome that you are not only you're looking out, but you do come to support. And then it's like I said, then, and I know, like I said, when you do a live show, yes, I'd love to come, but that's why I'm glad I get to
man. Well,
watch your stuff on YouTube. And
funny you should mention, because I am going to be picking up with doing live stuff with my project Judas Booth.
Oh, nice.
And also my next project, Doc C X Humble Among.
Yeah.
Which is, after the end of Rhythm Ruckus, which is the group I was with for years. And from the ashes of that, I decided, you know what, I still want to rap. So I started working with this dude, Humble Among, who's a super talented, very original, very smart, fucking edgy cat, who's also just happens to be a really cool dude to hang out with, very easy to work with. And he was a Ruckus fan, back in the day. And we met because I think the last show that Rhythm Ruckus ever played, Humble Among was the opener for that.
Yeah.
And we were just simpatico. And I just was kind of watching his career and stuff. He kept putting out really dope EPs and singles and stuff on the internet, and doing some shows. And I said, this is somebody I want to work with,
Yeah.
So I just hit him up and I was like, hey, you want to collab on some shit? And it just turned on my Judas Booth thing. I said, hey, come in and do a guest spot on my Judas Booth record. And it's turned into a friendship, and we've been working and collaborating now for, a couple of years at this point. He's on the Judas Booth record. I'm on his last 2 releases. I did production on one.
Oh, nice.
I rapped on his last album, Fear of a Whack Planet. And then we're working on a couple tracks for his Halloween EP that's coming out. So, yeah, I stay busy that way too, man. And it's great to have a collaborator like that.
Yeah.
So definitely look out for the Doc C, Humble Among, and check out Humble Among. He's got some really cool videos that he shot with friends in Vermont, taking advantage of those crazy atmospheres and environments that we have there. And he's a real forward thinking dude, so I'm happy to be still be doing music and doing it with somebody on that level. So
yeah, and like I said, it's great for me, who's try to be very open-minded with music, and I want to listen to new stuff as much as I can.
Yeah, man. It can't all be the Little Mermaid soundtrack every night.
It can't all be Hamilton, you know?
Hamilton. Hamilton's a great show.
Shout out to Hamilton.
Yeah.
Shout out to my friend in Hamilton.
Oh yeah, see, isn't that your buddy who was in Hamilton?
Yeah.
He was also in that movie
She's got
Monsters and Men.
Yeah. Anthony.
Yeah, he's sick, man.
He's great.
I just saw him in a commercial too.
Yeah, he's
in a major commercial that was airing on
Netflix. Maybe I'll ask him if he wants to be interviewed.
Fuck, he'll have real stories, man.
Yeah.
I got these.
He's great.
I'm sure he's got some great stories.
But yeah, I mean, just like I said, I mean, you know, amazing person. Actually, we have one more question.
Yeah.
I think before. Well, let me know. Should we pause for a second, or it's almost 5?
We'll get that. We'll get
the
bell ringing and everything.
Okay, we'll get the bell ringing, and then I'll pause. But what's it called? Well, final question, I guess. Before we finish up.
Yeah.
What are some dream projects you would like to bring to life? I mean, you brought a lot of your dream projects already, but I'm sure there's more. Like I have feature films I've been writing that I want to bring to life, and my sci-fi series I want to bring to life.
Yeah.
And obviously like more stage shows and more scripted shows. So there's a lot in the tank, as I say. Like I just barely started, and it seems like you barely started as well. You know?
Yeah, I mean I got a longer docket than the fucking Supreme Court right now.
Yeah. Whoa.
There's a lot I want to do musically, and I have a couple albums in the works. I'm also doing a new Doc C album.
Nice.
Which I'm going to announce for the first time anywhere. The next Doc C solo album in 2022
nice.
Comes out, is going to be called Doc C Fucking Try Me 3 Life in Hell. I might push it up to 2021 if I'm feeling antsy.
You heard it here. Whenever this is released,
it's dropping. And the first single is called Wake, Bake, Witchcraft, featuring Humble Among. FYI to the motherfuckers listening. So watch out. Peel an eye for that. And also peel a cap.
Yeah.
Because they call me the big wheeler cat peeler around these parts. But, I mean, yeah, there's certain people I would love to work with. Like a director like Todd Solondz, for example. Like a director like Spike Lee. There's certain people that I would love to be in something that was written by Charlie Kaufman. Mm-hmm. I would love to work with
Lloyd Kaufman as well.
And Lloyd Kaufman. Yeah, hey, absolutely. He's a
Lloyd Kaufman. Legend.
I love to work on a project with Roger Corman. I think he's an absolute, top of the heap, all-time legend.
Yeah.
Also as an actor, I love to get the chance to be on camera with, like a Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
I love to work with Tracy Morgan. I've done background on his show, and I've come damn close, and it's been amazingly fun. But he's really a guy that I think is, has a lot of sides, that we kind of, certain actors we see as, a certain character, a certain type. But, like a Melissa McCarthy also is somebody that I feel like can go real deep, Yeah. There's this guy who he was the lead in Richard Jewell, and he's kind of a big guy,
the bigger guy,
with a mustache. He's been in a lot of films, and he was in Black Klansman, and he always kind of plays like an idiot, or a total putz. He's in the movie Late Night too.
Yeah.
Paul, I think his name is Paul.
Paul, yeah.
But he's a fucking awesome dude. I love to work with him. Mm-hmm. There's a few, I love to work with Harmony Korine. Mm-hmm. I love Gummo. I love Kids. I would love to be working a Woody Allen film. That would be insane.
Yeah.
That would be like a dream come true, But hey, when I get to work with anybody, whenever I get to show up for a gig, that's a dream come true.
Yeah.
And I've been on set with some amazing people that I idolize, Phillip Seymour Hoffman was really the first actor that I looked at and said, wow, he's
great. Yeah.
I want to do acting because of him. When I was a kid, I'm 10 years old watching Boogie Nights, and he's playing this like kind of weird, mousy, like shy, introverted, awkward guy. Wow, this is acting is not always about here I am, I'm the actor. It's a lot of it is like very subtle, very subdued, very emotional, like inner workings and mechanisms of the human mind. And as a psych major and as a student of life and everything, I just want to keep doing it. The more days, I love Crispin Glover as a cat who I think is
great,
super interesting. Very fucking creative dude. David Lynch. I mean, there's a lot of, I could go on and on, but I love to work with Henry Rollins.
George Lucas.
He's a genius. Lucas and Spielberg. Sure.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, Star Wars episode 10 or something.
Yeah.
That's just me forcing my,
right.
No, I mean, well.
Yes.
No, I mean, those are, like that's amazing, because you want to, and I think almost everybody in the industry does want to, work with like those big names, and they have their dream names.
Yeah.
Should we pause?
No.
Okay, cool. They have their dream names, and it's great you have that, because like I always believe, like people told me like, oh, you're never gonna do stuff with WWE. Then I do stuff with WWE. Oh, you're never gonna be featured on TV, and I'm sure it's been the same with you. And then you're featured on TV. Oh, you're never gonna be good at improv. Or UCB failed me for improv level 2.
That I find that unbelievable.
Yeah,
great improv.
Like,
what the fuck are we talking about?
So, but like the thing
they
is,
don't know what they're doing over there.
Yeah, well, they're not here anymore.
Hi-yo.
But the thing is, like, this industry, you gotta be able to push forward, and that's definitely what you've done. Like you're always on the grind. Like I couldn't even like I said, I say I've done a lot. Keith, like I don't even think I know every single one of his background roles or voice acting gigs or commercial gigs or we both have empires.
I'm working on my YouTube channel too. I'm collecting a lot of the commercials I'm in and a lot of the films I'm in. I have clips from.
You've done podcasts already,
Oh yeah, I mean, I love doing interviews like this and having the opportunity to just talk about it and kind of reflect on it, if you will. Mm-hmm. It's so valuable too, man, because you really do have to take stock. It's not the typical kind of job. It's not the typical kind of career, rise and incrementally, like, okay, now you're on this level, and okay, now you moved up to this level. It's like you never know. Like one day you're like the star of this huge ad campaign with your face on a billboard. The next day you're doing some gig for $75 and a sandwich.
Yeah.
So it really is something where you got to be that tenacious type of person that goes, hey, I'm doing this no matter what. So hey, I appreciate the support, man. We're gonna keep doing this.
No, yeah, we have to, continue to push forward because, like I said, people will try to beat down the dreams or say you're never gonna. Well, it's been great talking to you, Keith. Like I said, I mean, we go back to 2013. We've done all these gigs, whether together or by ourselves. You've built up this incredible resume of, like I said, stuff I'm still finding every day. Like you search up like Keith Mackler on certain websites, and you'll still find.
Yeah, don't look too closely.
Yeah, don't look.
Yeah, there might be some questionable material, but
I saw the Batman one. The Batman one was
barely fit in the Batmobile.
Do you want to promote anything before?
I definitely want everybody to check out the short cartoon Israel.
Yeah.
On YouTube, if you search Nicholas Gentile Israel, it'll come up, and I play the role of Chip. In this, we're pitching this to a couple of networks, and we're gonna see what happens. I certainly enjoy it because all I have to do is sit on my couch and yell into a telephone, and all of a sudden my voice is on TV. And I have a project coming out personally, which is Doc C X Humble Among Parallel Thinking. The album is gonna drop unexpectedly like bird shit in the first quarter of 2021. And I'm also going to be putting out a little Doc C EP to give the people a taste for it. The first single, Doc C Made Me Do It, is any moment now. I mean, we're talking, it's going to be out before the election, sooner than the vaccine. So we're going to be on that. So definitely, peep the Keith Mackler YouTube, just keithmackler.com.
Yeah, we'll put that on the...
Email me. I have 2 movies that are filming in November. Usually I would have, a slew of things to promote.
All right, and this has been another great interview on Reflections. Like I said, we're going to put all the links in the info. Make sure you follow my good friend Keith over here. Keith, it's been wonderful talking to you. And like I said, I look forward to more great conversations and more fun times. If you're watching at home, have a good night or a good day. Make sure you subscribe. I'm Donovan TPS. Put your pinkies up. And this has been another great episode of Reflections. Have a good night or day, wherever you are.